Hi Virgo, this is Carrie at Wooing Nature and welcome to December. We are glad to have you here and a part of the cipher as we are moving forward into the next year of 2021. So this is the last month of the year, so I know you want to make sure you got everything right in order and in alignment so that you'll know exactly what you're headed toward and what you're going to do. So we're going to help you do that with the help of the Wild Kuan Yin. I'm going to be reading from Wild Kuan Yin. This is Alana Fairchild with Wang Yi Guang as the artist. This is a part of the art of the deck, so that if you are interested in tarot or oracle decks and you want to see this one through and through, you can check out the art of the deck for Wang Yi Guang right here on this channel. But I'm bringing Kuan Yin in for you in December because I really felt like it was a need for some nurturing and some protection and that protective, nurturing, mothering spirit of Kuan Yin. So we're going to be diving into our feminine a little bit during the month of December. And then we're also going to read from the Spirit Animal Oracle. And last month I connected with these cards so we could look at who was coming towards you, who were the people that were in your cipher or who were influencing you. But I'm going to open the door a little bit more with this one this month, and I'm just going to look at what animal spirits come and what messages they have for you. So it may be a message for you or it may be a message about people who are around you. So we're just going to be open to that. And then, of course, for the tarot portion of the reading, I always go to tarot for detailing, for the little bitty details that you guys want to hear and know about. So we'll be connecting to spirit through the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wang. Another great deck to connect with and very fun to read from. So I'm going to read from all three of these today, and we'll go ahead and get started with you, Virgo, with the Wild Kuan Yin. So I am looking at this deck. I'll just be pulling one card from the Wild Kuan Yin because basically I just want to get us started today. I want to get some focus for you for the month and want to spend that time just sort of, using the Kuan Yin to get us generally focused. And I like this one because there's one word here: fearless. And that's what you need to be in December, moving into the new year of January, is fearless. This means reckless. Well, not, I'm going to say reckless abandon. I think for Virgos, you guys need the word reckless in your life because you all are so busy organizing and directing and making sure that everybody is on point. But sometimes you need to do the opposite of that. And I think your fearless nature is coming forward in December. And I think that it's long overdue, is what I'm going to say. So, whatever the way that you are is to be organized and detailed and well planned and that kind of thing, which is great. And because you have done that already, Virgo, you can release and let go and let yourself just kind of experience some of the adventures of life and do it without holding back. Without holding back. So I want you to really embody that fearlessness, and you do have that in you. I think you just have to exercise it a little bit. All right, I'm going to head to the text for this deck. This card comes in with the number 14. 14 releases into a number 5, and the number 5, of course, is about change. It's about shifting, adjusting. Sometimes fives can represent conflict too, but sometimes conflict is the very thing that you need to do to move forward without any fear. All right, so it says here, let me make sure we get the glares out of it while I'm talking. Now it's time for you to leap. Do not hesitate. Do not fear. You don't need to know how it's all going to work out in order for everything to work out perfectly. You don't need to know. This is not a time for small tentative steps. This is a time for a big gesture, to take a chance, to be bold. So take a running leap with your eye only on where you're going. Your body will trust you and follow. I will protect and guide you. Let us leap together fearlessly into the unfolding future of your divine destiny. it will be a wild ride. So I'm excited for you all, Virgo, because I really love Virgo energy because it works well with my energy. I like to plan and organize things, and so Virgos are really good at analyzing and putting things together for most anybody. But I'm really happy to see this card coming through for you all because I feel like with all of the things that you do, you actually deserve to be able to just throw it all out the window every once in a while, and it looks like December is that time. Going back to the text, it says, there is a time to have patience, to wait for the way to be shown. There is a time to rest, for gathering energy, to know that when the time is right, the fuel required for action will be ready. And then there is this time for action itself, when there is no need for tentativeness or analysis. The time will come to leap boldly and to say yes, to act without hesitation. It requires courage, self-belief, and a willingness to take the risk. That time for you is now. If you have been asking if you are on the right path, if you should take a step forward, if you need to take action, the oracle says yes, you are in harmony with the universe. This action will bring the right reward at the right time. If you have been through a period of time where you have had to be patient, recovering from an illness, grieving a loss of some kind, going through a dark and difficult challenge, then this oracle indicates that there will be a sudden breakthrough soon. You will suddenly spring forward if you have the feeling of being held back. Where you have felt as though you had no energy, you will suddenly feel your energy rise. Where perhaps once you felt that you could not, suddenly you'll realize that you can, and not only that you can, but you will. All right, that is good news for December, and I swear that sets us off on the right pace because it really gets you out of your own thinking. It gets you out of your own MO. It gets you out of your own modus operandi, and I think that's good for you. You need to get out of that. You don't need to always operate in the same circle and the same cycle and the same thing over and over again. You're good at that already. You're good at taking time. You're good at understanding processes. You're good at analyzing a situation and making sure it comes out perfectly. Now get good at not worrying about it. Or not concerning yourself with that at all. I think you're going to find out something very fascinating about the way that you think and the way that you're able, and the way that your ability to analyze and organize fits into the framework of not having it. Now let me know how that works out. All right, so we are moving right along to the Spirit Animal Oracle for you, Virgo. I'm looking for the animal spirits that are of influence to Virgo in the month of December. Those animals that are going to help guide and shape the direction of this species of animal called the Virgo. We've got ant spirit here. Now, I love ants. People hate ants because they come in droves. It's like all of them show up at once and everybody feels like, oh my God, look at all these ants. And they think that, they've left a nasty kitchen or something like that. But really, ants are very extremely focused. Ants work as a team, and they are by far some of the animals that can do some of the most work and handle the most amount of tasks and get the most done in the smallest amount of time. And it's because of the group effort. So when you look at the body weight of an ant, you look at an ant, how big it is, how strong it is, how vulnerable it is, how small it is, how much weight it has, and then you look at what it carries. Have you ever watched an ant carry a crumb? Now, a crumb is not a big thing to you or me because we're big people, but to an ant, a crumb is a very big thing. And so they can carry lots and lots. They can carry an entire cookie off overnight just by working together with each other. So this idea of camaraderie that exists within the ant species is very, very powerful. It's about group effort. So that's what your ant spirits are about. So look at your group efforts. This is a number one. The card is a number one. And so the ant spirits bring with them the ability to bring, it's like when everyone acts as one, and how much you can get done when you do that. Powerful, powerful spirit animal energy. Then we have the chameleon spirits. Now, I feel like this is going to be you all. I feel like this is going to be you all. You all are going to be in a lot of different situations. You're going to be connected to a lot of different people, and you're going to feel like you're going to have to shift and change. Now, this for some people is very easy to do. Some people are able to adapt to an environment and fit into an environment very well, particularly your more extroverted Virgos among you. For your more introverted Virgos, this is might be a little more challenging, so you might need to look to the chameleon people around you for advice or examples about how to do this well. For me, the chameleon doesn't change. The colors change according to the environment. So I think the thing about the chameleon, without you feeling like schizophrenic or something like that, the idea of the chameleon is to really know yourself well enough to pull out those aspects of yourself that are appropriate for the moment. Okay? So you're not changing yourself. You're not changing your physical makeup, your structure, or anything like that. It's just adapting to the environment and being able to adapt to the environment well. So if those of you who have trouble with this, you're going to look to chameleon type people for an example. Let them teach you, let them show you, or otherwise for you to bring this energy out. And I do feel like this is necessary, especially if you're working with the ant energy too, because that means there's a lot of there may be some different circles that you need to connect with in order for you to be able to maximize your output. Like what you're trying to do, you want to maximize the output. And the way to maximize the output is to get together with other like-minded individuals in order to see the project or the process or the situation through. So it's not about being alone, especially with the ant here. It's not about doing it alone or going it alone, even though we got this number one. It's about the group acting as the one. Don't forget that. And then the last one is the starfish spirit. Well, I really like the starfish because one is water connected, two, it's sky connected. So you have sky and water energy both with the star, because when we think about the star, we think about the star nations, which are in the sky. When we think about the starfish is in the water, which is in the exact opposite place of the sky. So you have the upper world, you have the middle world, and you have the lower world represented by the ocean and the water life. And then you have the star energy spirit here. Now this is a regenerative, this animal, this being has regenerative properties. So that means that we're talking about rebirth. We're talking about regenerating your energy. If you have felt depleted in any way, or if you have felt loss in any way, this is the time when you will be growing that thing back that you thought that you lost. So you may have thought you lost something, but really it just had to go because you had to get something, you had to grow something new. What we know about the starfish is if it loses one of these arms, if you lose the arm of the starfish, it just grows back. It just grows back. So regeneration is the name of the game. And then, of course, I can't ignore the fact that it is a star. So for those of you who are starseed children, starseed energy, star children, anything like that, indigo children, this is the card for you, and it's about regeneration. And it says open to infinite possibilities. And I see infinite possibilities for you, Virgo, coming up. Between December and I'm going to say between December and the springtime of 2021 is when this is going to be, when your trajectory is getting shaped. So I'm going to say also for you to be really mindful of what you allow yourself to get into and what you attach yourself to between December and the spring of 2021. Because you want to make sure that that you have the right energy around things that you want to see grow. Okay, so don't spend a lot of time around energy that you don't want to see grow, between now and the spring of next year, because if you're around that energy that you don't want to see grow, it's going to grow right with it. See, the spirit is not attached to negative, positive like the way we are. It's not judgmental in that way that we are judgmental sometimes. So what happens is, you know, you have to be mindful about the energy that you're around, because if you're in a growing season, if you're in an expansive season, then you want to expand things that you want to expand, not expand things that you don't want to expand. But all of it will get expanded, so it doesn't really matter what gets expanded. It's just expansive. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful about that. You don't want to get, you don't want to get, you know, you don't want to misuse, or you don't want to, that's not the word, not misuse. You don't want to waste a whole lot of this energy that's coming in on something that you don't want. Okay? You're going to spend all of that. You got all of this energy pointed in the direction of expansion. You want to expand some BS that you don't like. Stay away from that. Stay away. All right, so I'm jumping into the tarot now. This is the tarot part of the video where you get the details about December, what's going on in your personal life and what's going on in your collective personal lives that you need to focus on. And so I'm asking for that right now for you. We've got the Queen of Cups coming in right off the bat. Queen of Cups is about being open and being reflective. You need to be open and self-reflective. And by self-reflective, what I mean is take a bowl of water and gaze into the water. And as you're gazing into the water, you use that as a form of meditation. So it's like it's a self-reflective meditation. So it's not anything tricky. This isn't like something scary when you shine the light up. You remember when we were kids, we used to go in the dark and shine a flashlight under our chin and scare ourselves to death. That's not what it's for. You just pull a bowl, put a bowl of water. You can do this with if you're steaming your face or whatever. And then after you're done steaming your face and clearing out your pores, that you can gaze into the bowl of water and just do a meditation where you're gazing at yourself and you're doing some self-reflective meditation in that process. So that's the way that you can you can input your self-care and your meditation into your self-care and all of that. I say don't waste a single moment. Now is not the time. So go in and do that self-reflective meditation for yourself, because it's going to get you in touch with your Queen of Cups. Now, Queen of Cups, queens are associated, of course, with the feminine, but that means whether you're masculine or feminine is connecting to your feminine energy. Feminine energy of the cups is about intuition. It's also about spiritual knowledge, understanding of yourself from a spiritual nature, and also nurturing yourself and also being nurtured and knowing how to be nurtured and knowing what it takes to nurture you. So that means you're nurturing yourself, and other people who are in the position to nurture you, you're letting them know how to nurture you, and you're being very clear about that. I like that. I like that. That's so Virgo. All right, we've got the Four of Swords here in reverse. Usually Four of Swords represents rest and sleeping. So I'm seeing that you may be feeling a little restless, a little broken up. And it has something to do with this Queen energy that we're talking about. Like it's like the energy is circling around you with regards to this, but you haven't been able to quite grasp it yet. I feel like there is a message that's coming through this self-reflective process that we talked about earlier that you've been waiting on, that I think will help with the sleeplessness or the restlessness. Some of you are not sleeping, some of you are just restless. One or the other or both. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. For some of you, it seems like you can't quite put things together. That's what it is. You feel like you have the pieces in your hand, but you don't know quite how they all fit, how it's all coming together, or whether it's all coming together. It will come together, but it's going to come together once you do this right here. This is important. Self-reflection is important We don't think that self-reflection is important, but self-reflection is a very important part of progression, because what happens is you're doing the work of progressing. You're progressing. You're doing your work. You're organizing your processes. You're doing your thing. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and you are Virgo, because y'all are really good at that. Um, and then you end up with all these pieces. And so now is not the time to work on anything. It's really just to take what it is that you're looking at and fit the cogs in the wheels. Put each one together. And that's what you feel like you're having trouble with. But I think that the prayer and the meditation and the self-reflecting thing is going to bring that together for you. I do. I'm seeing crown chakra for you too. Crown chakra. Might need to do some clearing, cleansing on your crown chakra so you can hear and see and sense from the spirit very easily for those downloads that are coming through that you need downloads about. All right, we've got the Hierophant and the King of Cups. So we got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here, but the King of Cups is coming in with the Hierophant. So I feel like this may be a couple of things for you guys. For those of you who are looking at relationship issues, it looks like there is somebody coming in that's more equally yoked with you, that is more connected to you, and that's connected to you after you have done this self-reflective work. Because see, you know, don't ignore your self-reflective work and then be expecting for your partner to come through and for them to come through with bells on and you haven't done your work. So there is another person, another comrade. This can be a romantic relationship, of course, because we've got cups here, but it could also be somebody else who understands the nurturing and the nourishment that you are needing in your life, and they're coming in with it. Because it's coming in with the Hierophant, I feel like this person has teacher energy with them. This might be somebody coming in to teach you something or to show you something. This could be an apprenticing type relationship, or it could be a romantic relationship in which this person is sharing with you some vital information about other things other than just the romantic, which is really great, because if you have a romantic partner that can also understand what your individual purpose and needs are, then that's going to make for a healthier relationship in the long run, because that person knows you, that person respects you, and that person has their eye on your individual pursuits as well as their own. Now, they're not going to be so self-absorbed into your personal pursuits that they don't have personal pursuits of their own, but they have enough of an understanding of your personal pursuits where they can be encouraging and supportive, and they can maybe even have some information to share with you about this. So this could be somebody who is somehow connected to your personal pursuits. I cannot say enough about relationships and you having your individual goals and objectives and the other person having their individual goals and objectives, and then the part where the twain meet. Because that's the kind of relationship that you need, Virgo, going forward. You don't need to be in a relationship where it's all about you. And you don't want to be in a relationship where it's all about them. You want to be in one where the two of you, your individual energy can sustain the connection and the power of the connection between you. So this person's got their own sense of self and worth and power, and you have your own sense of self and worth and power. And that self-worth and power from both of you, there's a part where it blends together, and that can be powerful in and of itself. But the two individuals are not doing anything other than being supportive of their own and supportive of each other at the same time. And there is a balance there, and it's not a hard balance to keep. It just has to be without a whole lot of ego, and you all can handle that. All right, so we've got the Four of Cups in reverse. Usually the Four of Cups is where we're trying to figure out if this is what we want or not, if this is something that works for us. But in this particular case, I see a lot of joy and happiness in what you are getting and gaining from this period of time that you're going into right now. And I'm very happy that that's happening. I think that's also why you are pulling in these partnerships too, and you're not feeling quite so alone like you have in the past, Virgo, because I know that's been happening for you. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this has been coming up quite a bit. Now, Seven of Cups energy came through for me a few months ago. I think I put some information out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter about the Seven of Cups that kept coming, kept coming. So this must be another wave of this because I've gotten this card with 3 different readings now. So Seven of Cups is when you have broken through a cycle, when you have gone through a threshold, and now the universe is going to start giving you things, which is like a signal to let you know that you've done something right. Like, it's like, you know how you've been wanting this, that, and a third, and you haven't been able to make it happen, or it's been stuck, or there's been an obstacle, or there's been some stagnation in relationship to what you want or what you've been trying to do. And then all of a sudden, all these things come at you. Well, the things that are coming at you are not necessarily all the things that you want, but it's there for you to know that, you know, the universe has opened its doors to you. And now what you have to do is discern what you want and what you don't want from it, which is a very vital lesson when you're dealing with the abundant nature of the universe, because the universe is abundant in all things, not just some things, not just the good things, not just the things you want. It's abundant. So it can be an abundance of anything. And so what this is saying is this time period when things start opening up for you, you're going to have to be discerning about what it is you want and you don't want. And that's a part of that self-reflective process for you. Because see, when you're self-reflective and you know what you want, then when the stuff comes through and it looks like a bunch of shit you don't want, then you can easily say, that ain't got nothing to do with what I asked for. So I need the universe to bring me the things that I asked for, because I did ask for them now. All right. All right. So we've got a 3 of Pentacles coming in with the Sun, which is a good. Because 3 of Pentacles means that things are manifesting well. It means the 3 are agreeing on earth. In order for things to manifest, there has to be an agreement on earth. And then there has to be an agreement in heaven, or an agreement on high, or an agreement with the higher forces. You can't make anything happen that the spirits do not want to happen. Spirits can make something happen or can make it available for you to receive it. And if you're not ready for it, you won't choose it. So that's the thing about agreement. That's the thing about manifestation. You have to agree in the physical. There has to be an agreement in the physical and an agreement in the spiritual. If both of them don't agree, then stuff doesn't happen for you. But what I'm seeing here is that there is an agreement, and the agreement is for your joy. The agreement is for you to be happy. The agreement is for you to have what it is that you desire in your life, Virgo. It's the agreement is based on the work that you have put together and that you have done, everything that you have accomplished, everything that you have put your hard-earned effort, your labor, your mind energy, your physical energy into, whatever that is, your emotional energy, what you have been working at without hesitation. All of that has been heard, seen, and chronicled and documented, and you will then see it come back to you in the form of something that makes much more sense to you than the things that have been coming your way in the past. So I think that this really represents a closure for you, a convergence for you. I think you're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. Even though that card didn't come up, I think you're going to start to really see how this pieces together for you. I think that's a part of this card, like where you weren't seeing things coming together. Now all of a sudden you start to see it come together. And a part of you doing that is this self-reflective process. I think that out of all of the cards that have been pulled today, this is the most important one, the self-reflective exercise. Do this, because this is going to change your dynamic. It's going to change your perspective. It's going to change your dynamic. It's going to change the energy around you, and it's going to draw the right things to you that you need, that of course you're going to try to figure out what the heck is going on. Okay. And discern what's happening. All right, Virgo, I appreciate and love you all very much. I hope that everything goes well for you in the month of December. It looks like it is, as long as you stay self-reflective and do your meditations. And as always, you can check me out if you want to. If you think you're ready for the deeper dive, then go ahead and reach out to me. I'm at Wooing Kerri at wooingnature.life. That's KERRI at wooingnature.life. Information is in the description box below. And as always, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful December, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.